Hello there, welcome to today's video. Unfortunately, we have a major ice storm unfolding across a large swath of the south-central United States through to the mid-Atlantic. This is expected to continue until the latter stages of Thursday for the eastern parts of the affected region. As you can see from this key messages graphic, ice accumulations up to 3/4 of an inch are forecast. Now, there is possibility of isolated totals up to a full inch in a worst-case scenario. Additionally, we could see barely any regions getting to the half an inch total in a best-case scenario. Middle ground, fairly substantial region between half and 3/4 of an inch accumulations. This is going to accumulate everywhere and already is accumulating as the event started earlier this morning into last night for certain places. And 3 days of freezing rain is just grim weather. You don't want to be travelling unless absolutely necessary. The roads are treacherous. There's been many accidents. Message from Austin Fire Department later in the video on that particular front. And again, tree damage, power outages. Unfortunately unavoidable with winter storms like this, and they will be occurring throughout the next few days. Here's current conditions. As you can see, that big swath of freezing rain all the way from northern Mexico through to Virginia. Again, worst affected regions will be Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and into northern Mississippi, western Tennessee, but continuing through to Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. Here are the watches and warnings and advisories. A large swath of Texas, many counties under a winter storm warning, and that is exclusively driven by freezing rain. As you go farther east, that winter storm warning continues into Oklahoma, turns into an ice storm warning across Arkansas, northern Mississippi, western Tennessee. Now, in terms of impacts, there isn't a substantial difference between the two. It's going to be very serious for your location. But for purposes of action, you treat them both the same. You don't travel unless absolutely necessary. You prepare as best as possible before the weather arrives at your location. And you hope that your power stays on. If it doesn't, you need to have a way to keep yourself warm. I'll tell you how to keep safe when doing that in a short while. Here is the forecast. As I mentioned, large swath of over half an inch of ice accumulation expected through Texas, 1/4 of an inch into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, possibility of 0.1 of an inch, a tenth, into parts of Kentucky, not currently forecast. Even a small accumulation, say a 20th of an inch, 0.05, can bring substantial impacts. That's enough to start bringing tree branches down. If one of them comes onto a power line, you lose power. It becomes increasingly likely that you will have severe impacts such as major crashes, power loss, infrastructure damage. The more ice there is, so the greatest likelihood of seeing those major impacts are in the blue area in Texas, but anywhere in any of these shades, you should be prepared for a potentially damaging ice storm event, which has, as I said earlier, already begun. Here is the Winter Storm Severity Index, a huge swath of moderate conditions in that orange, couple of speckles of red that's the major locations. I was surprised that there weren't more major impacts. I'm obviously not familiar with the inner workings of this, but I thought personally that half an inch would be more impactful than just moderate, but there must be something else going on. Maybe the ice is going to melt quickly. Look at your local National Weather Service office for more detailed information. Obviously, this event will be different in different locations. With that rain happening afterwards, some locations might melt quite quickly. Other locations could be under that ice for some time. You will want to check with your local weather forecast to see how it's going to affect you. But anywhere in the orange, expect disruption to daily life and avoid travel. Here is the NAM 3-kilometer model. As you can see, sleet and freezing rain ongoing sporadically across the region currently. Expected to increase in frequency and intensity across Arkansas as it moves towards the east. And then the main event on Wednesday. This big region of freezing rain that starts off sitting across western Texas expands rapidly as it moves through central Texas into Oklahoma. Just a huge swath of significant freezing rain, and that's where the high accumulation is coming from, because it's falling already on top of ice accumulations that have happened today. And by the end of the run, that turns back into normal rain as it moves through the Gulf Coast states. Hopefully it turns to rain sooner than forecast. That would reduce the impacts in the eastern part of the risk, but unfortunately it's a fairly foregone conclusion that we will see major impacts in some locations across Texas, possibly into Oklahoma and Arkansas. As mentioned, those warnings are in place. This is not a watch, this is a warning. These are expected impacts. Travel has already become dangerous. You really shouldn't go out if at all possible. You're risking your life if you go on the roads in these conditions. We've had numerous traffic accidents. Some of them have unfortunately been fatal, and you don't want to be one of those. Here's what you can do if the ice hasn't reached your location yet, but you're expected to see some freezing rain in the next couple of days. Don't leave your wipers raised. Try and get food for a week and as much medical prescription as you can get. Don't park your car under trees. Branches come down when they become coated in ice. And in the event of power loss, you want to have as many devices fully charged as possible. And any additional battery packs or charging stations charged as well. Here's a message from Austin Fire Department. As you can see, over 90 accidents in just a few hours from midnight to the early morning. That time is UK time on the screenshot. There are also fires caused by space heaters, so you really want to make sure you're using those properly. Follow instructions. If you've discarded the instructions or can't find them, they will be available online for every device. Please do your best to use them safely. And as you can see, never use your oven to stay warm. And of course, generators, they produce carbon monoxide. Silent killer as it's known. You want to put that outside so that the dangerous gases aren't inside your home. Here's some additional information on that. Candle space heaters, while they keep you warm, they are a fire risk, so you want to use them safely. Keep children, pets away from them to avoid a hazard being created. Using layers is a great way to stay warm. Keep doors closed as much as possible to stop the cold air getting in or the heat getting out. And as I said, put that generator far away from your home so that the gases it produces don't come inside and cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Once you're safe and the event is over, check on neighbours and make sure they're okay. You might not be able to see something that's happened from inside your home, or they may have lost power, or there could be a medical emergency, and if there's no one else to check on them, you need to be the one that helps them. I hope everyone stays safe in this dangerous ice storm. Please take care, follow officials, and look to your local National Weather Service office for additional information. It's going to be a fairly long duration event. It's already started. 2 more days yet to go. Hopefully we get through this okay. I hope you stay safe. Thank you for watching.